Good afternoon. Right, Roxy's Journal of Stitchery down the garden path. Next bit is a garden shed. So here we go. I'm probably not going to do much actual embroidery in this one. Just going to sort of work out what I want to do and what have you. So that's my shed bits. I'll talk you through those in a second. So I hope everybody's doing good. It's really nice day here today, actually. I'm thinking a bit of this on the background. It might look a bit like paving. That's kind of what I thought. Yes, I like that. I shouldn't have dyed this. It was very naughty because it was a beautiful bit of, I don't know what you call it, like a tray cloth, I suppose. But anyway, it's done now. Nothing I can do about it. So now, I was going to say advice. I'm thinking of chopping this off and then piecing it all back together again later, because it's all getting a little bit tatty where I'm dragging it up and down. If you've got any thoughts on that, if I'm making a major boo-boo, please let me know. I won't do it just yet, but I'm sort of thinking I can always rejoin. I guess before I stitch this down, really, I could cut it there, you see, and then rejoin it, or maybe I'll do it on the next bit. I can't think if it would go wrong. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if I'm trying to explain myself very well, but yeah, it's getting quite unruly to work with, basically. Yes, I know I'm cutting like a weirdo, but it is what it is. Trying to cut it to the edge without... Yeah, give me your thoughts. Would it be a mistake to cut it and then rejoin it further on down? I don't know, because I figure by the time I get to the end here, you know, it's going to be really, really unruly. I don't know. It just occurred to me, and I thought, well, I'll talk to my sages on YouTube, and they'll tell me don't do it, or yeah, that sounds like a really good idea. I don't know. I'm not going to do the scarecrow. I don't know why. I don't want to do a scarecrow. The only thing I was thinking, I might stitch on some really shiny sequins, because in my old garden I used to use CDs and that used to scare the birds off. But I don't know, I might just not worry about it. So okay, so we're going to do that as the path background, if you like, or not path, but yeah, the background bit. Let me just grab my little pins. I'm taking custom orders of these if anybody wants one. Just email me. I'll put the email stuff at the bottom. I've done a couple, so if anybody wants any more, just let me know. I'm more than happy. It's not a pattern, it's just something that I made up. Yeah, that's it really. Nothing else to say on that. Right, so for my shed now then, I want to do... That's going to be the top. This is rust dyed fabric. It's a scrap that I found. I want to do a ship lap fence, well, shed, but I really want the edges to show up where it laps over. So I'm going to... I was thinking of brown ink, but maybe just... Which I've just remembered, I've got my brown Stabilo All pencil there, so... Let's get messy. Yeah. I haven't got my mat. It's got something drying on it. Water brush. And something to get wet. I've got nothing handy. It's typical, isn't it? I don't want to get a... oh, you'll do. Acrylic block, that'll do. do it on top of my glue book, and then hopefully we won't have ink and paint going everywhere. If I use that as the edge, actually, this will explain itself when I get, when I get around to it. Made that too wet now, haven't you? Right, so basically what I want is when I overlap these, I want them to show up as individual planks of wood. I know, it's me. I can't help it. It has to be just. I don't know what the word is. It's not perfect because I'm not a perfectionist, but I do like it to have a certain je ne sais quoi. It's not going to overlap that much, but I just want you to see what I'm doing. That's a lid. A lid? No, roof. That's the word. Yeah, I'm definitely not a perfectionist. I'd never describe myself as one of them. Yeah, so you can see the slats now. Does that make sense? Probably doesn't. It was just a little bit pale. That's better. Right, okay. So that's the sides. I want to do the roof parts as well. This wouldn't be permanent. If you want permanent, get your Inktense pencils out. I have got Inktense, but I don't know if I've got a brown. It doesn't matter, it's not going to get wet. Probably ever, so I'm not worried about it. So that'll be one piece that way. And then it's just these little things I like to do. What can I say? And that'll be that piece that way. Cool. Do I need to do the tops? Probably. Bear with me. Do them slightly darker. Ish. So that's that. I'm going to do a rake as well. I thought that'd be quite nice. And that is just going to be quite simple. But as I say, I'm probably not going to get round to any stitching per se today. We'll just make it the layout, and we can take it from there. Right. I'll just make sure I'm in screen for you guys. Let me bring you down a little bit. Not that it stays there, it's a bit naughty, this camera arm. Right, so I think that matches on quite well. I've not stitched any more vegetables or anything. I'm waiting for inspiration to strike in that department. So if it ever will, I don't know. Now we do need to do a little bit of a adjustment when the roof trusses go on. Now I'm not going to put a window in my end here because in a pent roof shed, see, this is me again, the window doesn't go on the end, it goes on the side. Yeah, I know. I can't help it, what can I say? My dad was a builder. Slightly wonky. Right, cool. That looks right actually. Pins. Let's get it pinned down. It's a little bit out of proportion, but never mind. So are the primroses, so I'm not going to worry too much. Are you going to go through here, or are you just going to... I'll tell you what the problem is. I've got nothing solid underneath. Where's my mat? Whoa. I knew you were going to do that. Stupid things. Right, let's move that because I don't need you anymore. I've got two journals going on in the background here, so the room is an absolute tip. I've put a thing up on Instagram. Honestly, what is going on, pins? Yeah, only I can get in such a mess when I'm making stuff. Right, it's because it's wet, I think. Doesn't want to go in, doesn't want to play. Oh, this is a faff, isn't it? These are the... Oh, I can't remember what make they are. Clover, that's it, Clover applique pins. Luckily it had Clover written on the lid, otherwise I'd never have remembered that. Okay. Right, before I pin that down, I've got this weird mesh stuff which came out of a sample book. Labyrinth. I don't know what you would use this for, you know, curtain wise sort of thing, because I was thinking of putting a trellis up here basically. I thought that might look alright. So if I got the worst scissors in the world I'm trying to do that with. Let me get my big ones. You're not going to run out of this fabric, Susan, so just cut a chunk and then okay, let me tidy these up. They're not quite even. Can I live with that? Probably. Could have left them sticking over a little bit though, couldn't you? I might do them again. Right, so trouble with this is it wants to fall apart. Lord only knows how you would sew it. You imagine if you had a customer and they said, oh, I want all my curtains made out of this stuff. I think you'd like be a touch insane at the end of it, quite frankly. Right, let's just, sorry, being pedantic, being fussy. Shouldn't have cut that close. Oh, what a woolly. Luckily I have more. I won't bore you by doing the paint bit again. Let's chop that in half. I was thinking about doing a greenhouse, and I did think how I would do it, but I thought I'd go shed actually, because I think you can do more with the shed, decoration wise. Oh, for goodness sake. Stay there. Right, let's have you coming out a little. Stay. Thank you. Why does it look like a sad puppy? That'll be fine. I might not bother with the brown bits, because initially I thought I would just sort of embroider sort of like a wood stain, wood grain effect going up. But then I thought about the trellis, don't need to really do that. So this time, let's cut it properly that way, because that makes much more sense. About there. Can't see. You probably see better than I can. Right, hold on. That looks all right. Let's get rid of those. Right, okay, that's better. And the other thing I think I'll do is some sort of hanging basket, and then just lean the rake up against there. I think that'll do. Yeah, I've seen other people. Sorry, I'm just thinking about the scarecrow. I've seen other people's, and they're fantastic. I suppose I could do something here. I could do a pole with sequins going across as a bird scarer, because I say that's what I always used to use in my garden, and they hated it. Not that I was ever that bothered, I'll be honest with you. Right, okay. Just want to get a little one up there and over there a bit. That just holds on there. Okay, so up the trellis, I'll probably have a sweet pea or something. So it'd just be a line of green with some little flowery bits. And I thought, you know, as I say, a hanging basket coming off there might look quite nice. Could do it with that again actually, and just sort of double over. Let me get the brain working. Not that it wants to today. Absolutely cracking Pilates session this morning. Oh yeah, she really sorted my back out for me. It was great. So if I double that over like that, it will come out as a finer mesh. Yes, these scissors are a little bit overkill for such little bits of fabric, but they're super sharp, which is all good. Too big, thought it might be. Have it hanging there kind of thing. What do you reckon? That'd really annoy every gardener, wouldn't it, hanging off there? Right, okay. And then we'll have maybe a bit of chain or something. And then a nice something falling out of there. Rake there. Could use a bit of this actually. That's the handle. It's all getting a bit samey, isn't it? I'm not worried about keeping these bits. I've got so many sample books. Some came up on Facebook the other day, and I really had to force myself to say, no, you do not need any more fabric in your room, because I really don't. I think it needs to be a different colour. Let me grab my woolly bits. Actually, that red might show up really nice. Trying to find the end. There we are. have a red rake. What do you reckon? So I'll couch that down. Just have it lean in there, and then we'll do the rake bit at the bottom. Nice and simple, isn't it? Doesn't have to be difficult. Just make sure there's nothing else. Does it need anything else? Just looking at that roof actually. Could have a bit of fun with that, couldn't we? But I could do that with stitch. Yeah, I can easily do blanket stitch. Right, okay, I think I'm happy with that. So I'll make that my layout, and we'll have a bit of fun stitching next time, I think. Yeah, I'll straighten up the bottom of my shed, I think. That would help, wouldn't it? Doesn't really matter, but turn the work, Susan, turn the work. Okay. Right, that'll do. Yeah, and we'll brighten it up with some stitching. It's all a bit beige at the moment, isn't it? So, right, okie dokie. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. What do you reckon? I'll straighten that out. Definitely don't want it wonky. Still, the stitching will hold that. I might shorten that a bit. Anyway, I'm going to end it there, and yeah, we'll come back for the stitching. Sorry, it's a bit boring, isn't it, just laying stuff out, but that's kind of the start of it. So see you on the next one. Bye.